Arkansas Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson into all of this. Governor, we're also getting word of this big powwow tomorrow with the president, Barack Obama, in his waning days in office, meeting with Democrats to try to do anything and everything to keep the Affordable Care Act alive and well and find ways to stop Republicans from dismantling it. What do you think they'll come up with?
Well, first of all, President Obama needs to simply not make any additional foreign policy announcements, not make any additional executive orders, let the new administration initiate their policies the people of America elected them to do. And so when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, there's nothing more President Obama can or should do. Enough damage has been done. From a state's perspective, we simply want more control. We want to be able to have broader block grants to manage the Medicaid program, to create the savings, the work incentives. You give us that authority, we'll manage it well, make sure people have health care, but also it's something that we can afford. I'm looking forward to a Trump administration that will, with Congress, repeal the Affordable Care Act, and that will move us in a different direction.
The process could take some time, and I guess part of the strategy with this meeting tomorrow, most of them will be lawyers in that room. I don't know if you're a lawyer, Governor, but I mean no offense. But what they'll come up with is ways to make it difficult for Republicans to disentangle this thing. What can they do? I mean, obviously they want to make it difficult to take apart in whole, so they protect the pieces, right?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you enact new rules and regulations, it takes more time to dismantle those rules and regulations. And so, but it's a little bit late in the hour in order to do that. I think they'd be hard pressed to come up with anything creative that they could try to protect the status quo. There's enough challenge for change. Change is not easy, and so whenever you do away with the Affordable Care Act, you've got to make decisions about the exchanges, you got to make decisions about the expansion, about the middle class subsidy on the exchanges. So a lot has to be done to move to a different system. And
would that take years? Do you think that would take years to do?
Well, I mean, in my conversations, some people say we need to have a transition within 2 years. Others say 3 years is important. From a state perspective, I think you can make a transition within 2 years. It looks to me like the first thing you do is give the states more broad authority. We need that in Arkansas. I went to the Obama administration for a work requirement. They wouldn't give it to me for those that are on the Medicaid expansion program. I want to be able to pursue that with the Trump administration. More personal responsibility where there's more required of those that are receiving that type of benefit. And so these are common sense reforms. You give the state flexibility. That's something that's easy to do in a Trump administration through a waiver process.
All right. We'll watch it closely. Governor, Happy New Year. Thank you again.